In April of 2012, Tony had a nice life, a good life. He owned his own home. He had plenty of money in the bank. He was set to live out his life in comfort without wanting for anything. And 2 years later, he was living in a nursing home, dead broke and alone. And when she got sick and passed away, he had met Christine. During her illness, he had been going to adult daycare, and he had met Christine, who worked at the daycare that he attended. And Christine befriended him. And at the end of May of 2012, Christine was hired by Tony's wife's friends, who had power of attorney over Tony, to handle caregiving responsibilities. She was hired at a salary to move into his home, to live with him, and she was to provide all of his care, to drive him places, to provide his medical attention, to bathe him. In December of 2012, Tony and Christine got married. There was a 40-year age difference between them. And when the doctors said that they didn't feel like he was competent to handle his own financial affairs and maybe not competent to make the decision to get married, Christine changed doctors. Not only did she borrow a significant amount of money from the bank on his home as his wife and his power of attorney, but she also took the savings bonds that he had, over $120,000, and deposited that money. And then she started to buy things. She bought jewelry, she bought them wedding rings, she paid private school tuition for her son and his friend. And all of that money was gone in the space of 3 months. And by that point, DSS had become involved, and they were aware of the problems. When she was moving him from house to house and not paying the rent, because there was no money to pay the rent with, this 80-plus-year-old man in a wheelchair. No one goes to visit him. He has no money. He doesn't even have the basic necessities of life over and above what is provided by his pension on a monthly basis, and most of that goes to take care of him at that nursing home. If you see this, if you see that your money is going places that you don't expect it to, if it's going to places that you don't want it to, if you suspect something is wrong, somebody isn't being cared for, somebody's being physically abused, somebody's being taken advantage of, or you yourself are being taken advantage of, report it. If you see something, say something. Call your local law enforcement. Call your local Department of Social Services. You could save someone a lot of heartache or even save their lives.